Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark. Who do you know what song that's from? That's from the Saint Lunatics album. Batter Up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, bring it out, left field. Welcome to another episode of the Ballinesian Podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Thank you so much for tuning in to Samoans Talking Sports. Charger and a Raider fan going to be going over the latest for the LA Chargers and the Vegas Raiders as we're entering week 16 in the NFL season. But before that, our intros and a little bit of a catch up. We're here on the Polytickin Network. Make sure to subscribe, follow the YouTube channel, Polytickin Network, the Polytickin Network on YouTube. Also, if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify podcast, shout out to you. Thank you for listening. Follow us on the videos and also support us on the patreon.com/the Polytickin podcast. We got a request from the Patreon boys for a comic update from Forrest. You got some new comic stuff going on. We were talking about card collecting and Pokemon all the time, but Marcus also is collecting comics. He got like a box of them now and getting more and more new stuff. But you were also collecting comics. How long have you been collecting comics?
Hey, you tell Marcus he's gonna have to pay for this update. Man, you know what? Just recently I started probably like a little bit after I started with the cards again. So maybe like I want to say like the how many? Oh, you know what? 4 months. That's how I can tell because I'm following a certain comic and 4 issues and they're bi-monthly. So yeah, 4 months. But my first cousin Patrick, rest in peace, my guy, he passed away a few months ago. He was a special forces officer. He was. And he served every tour you can imagine when they were in the Middle East. But he came back one of his R&Rs and I think he was headed back, but he brought all his stuff to Samoa, moved all his stuff, and he brought this big moving box. I'm not talking about like some small box. I mean, it was like a big box where you stuff all your stuff inside, like a moving box, an actual moving box. And he woke me up in the morning, and I was,
Like up to the hip? Like you put it on
yeah,
the
yeah,
floor?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
big,
a big one. Okay.
that big. And he woke me up in the morning because those guys, as I was growing up, I'm the only boy in my family, in my like immediate family, and so my first cousins as boys, those were my brothers. That's how I grew up with them as brothers, and so he woke me up. Did everything with them when I was younger. Surprised to see him, and he goes, "Look, I have this box for you." It was just full of comics, like full of comics.
Wow.
And in Samoa at the time, you could go to they had Transpac at the time. They did stuff like that. And if you guys know what Transpac is in American Samoa, um, I want to say it's like it would have been like your Dollar General, but of course things in there weren't a dollar. But like the variety of things you could find in there, that's kind of like what it was. And so that was pretty much the only place they had like comics. So they had one location in Nouli, right next to Aima Basket, and then they had one in the hotel, the old Rainmaker Hotel. And I
Wow.
would make my parents like stop anytime we were close. I was like, can we stop here so we can check comics? And when I was younger and I used to collect then. My next door neighbor, how can I forget? They were a military family, but they grew up in Samoa too. Shout out to the Vaita family. Um are you friends with some of the Vaita
Oh,
boys from back home?
probably.
Hmm. But shout out to the older boys. Will was my first best friend ever that I can remember. He had the same when I was able to go to when we got close enough that I was like sleeping at their house and stuff like that. He had like boxes of comics like Marcus has. I would just go through them, and that's where everybody's like, "What does that have to do with your comic update?" That's where my love for comics started from way back then, and then I started collecting again. And I think uh, I know I've shown it on the show before, but the first issue I picked up because it was like a blind bag, as they call it. It was a bag that's covered, and you could buy them for like $5, but the value of the comic inside could be like $100, and it was for Halloween. So, and this is a variant cover. Super cool cover. Well, it's the variant cover. Anyway, it's by an artist. He's well known. So there's like more covers. It's a horror comic. It's about a werewolf.
The
So
Monster and the Wolf.
yes, yes. So that's pretty cool. And then the update. So me and Marcus are kind of following the Absolute Universe in DC. If you guys are into comics and you guys haven't gotten to it, anything from the Absolute Universe is super dope. And if you're following conventional, or I guess not conventional, traditional, I want to say, the traditional stories of Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, all those prime DC characters, throw their origin stories out the window that you know, go pick these
Nice.
up and have fun. Like, for instance, Wonder Woman in this comic book, her and her mother Cersei are supposed to be protectors of an island. They protect the gateway to the underworld.
Damn, instead of an Amazon.
In their regular origin story, yeah, but in this story, they're actually from the underworld. Uh, so super cool. Um, but me and Marcus,
Oh, in the original, the Amazon is a
they're
protection
yeah
to the underworld.
to the underworld. Like you, they protect that door. They keep anything from coming out. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
entrance is in the island somewhere. But on this one, uh, they're not in an island. They're actually from the underworld, and like, yeah, super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
since I said that, I'll show you. This is the first. This is the second issue, so you can see. I don't know. Wonder Woman's always had a sword,
Oh,
but
yep, yep.
like that. So, but me and Marcus follow Absolute Batman right now. Issue 15 just came out, and it's the Absolute Joker right now, and they're telling his story, and it's super good, super different. Batman has an axe on him in this story. He carries an axe. He's super huge, but this is the cover that me and Marcus got, and this is the depiction of the Joker right now. So the story's super good. Yeah,
Oh,
like
wow, that's
yeah,
like a monster. That looks like a
yeah.
open jaw
So
Godzilla Venom type.
I mean, he's still human in it, but that's probably what he's like
Oh,
underneath his skin. Super cool. And then we also
okay,
do
okay, okay, okay.
Absolute Superman. Absolute Superman's pretty cool. Uh, it's a long story to say his origin, but it's super cool. And then this is a new cover for Absolute Superman 13. Super cool, man. I mean, this is like me when I, with the people in my world, I'm always uplifting
Mhm.
them. I carry their world for them. So,
Is he carrying
right.
like the world or something?
I don't
He's
know,
got
but
something on his back. He's holding up.
whatever he's carrying, I can carry the same
You feel
thing.
you connect.
Yeah,
You connect
we
with it.
connect on that
I
level.
get it. He's like, I get it.
So, yeah.
No, for real.
That story is pretty cool too. So all these stories right now, totally different from the
Hmm.
Superman and Batmans that they do their
Yeah,
absolute flashes out. I know Marcus is also doing absolute Martian. John, you guys, everybody knows him as John.
that's the next one that's coming out.
No, that's out too. They're all running simultaneously. They came out all together. They have
Jeez.
what else? Absolute, the new Absolute Justice League is out, and then they have a new one called Absolute Evil, where all the villains have a group together, and so that should be cool. Even like in Batman, Killer Croc and all those guys, they're not criminals yet, and they're all Batman's homies outside of crime fighting. So like Killer Croc, the Riddler, so all those guys are his homies. They're like literally like computer techs and stuff like that. Another cool one is they're called crossovers in the comic world is Batman and Deadpool. Super cool. Yeah, super cool. So
Why is Batman is carrying a dead Deadpool?
just the cover. It's just the
And he
cover.
looks like he's in anguish. He's sad his friend has died or
He's
something.
actually not. He's actually, if you look at it, he's laughing.
Oh, he's laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. Oh, wow.
but yeah, man. You have a problem is when you buy the
Mhm.
comic, you haven't read it yet, but you asked them for the sleeve and the cardboard back to I like I had yeah, I mean Marcus's collection probably just kills mine right now. But like,
It's not a
yeah, man.
competition. We need to start a collectors not only segment but a
Oh
whole
man,
show. We
just the
gotta
whole show.
go back and forth, talk about this, geek out over it. That's
That's what I'm saying.
definitely something that needs to be
Yeah.
on the
A
board coming up.
shout out to our guy George, man. George and his sons are big collectors.
Nice.
They do mostly everything, but I think their big thing is like sports cards, and they picked up some really good stuff in the past couple of days. So they also went down to the card show that was in Portland, Front Row, which is the big West Coast, one of the bigger West Coast card shows. Picked up some good stuff there, man. So
I'll just have you take it back there. Take it back to
no, yeah.
George.
I mean, just yeah, George. I mean, yeah, George and his boys, they went to the Front Row. Um, that's one of the bigger card shows on the West Coast, and they picked up some really great stuff. So that's always cool to see, especially like connecting with guys that you like actually mess with like in the real world, that you fuck with in the real world. Like a lot of you can get caught up with people online because it's easy. You guys don't really see each other, but when you guys collect together, but when you know guys I was like, Cepho was my big Pokemon guy. My first, I went to for advice, like, because I collect sports cards at first, but Pokemon was cool. I remember collecting, so he gave me some great advice that I didn't follow, and I opened something, and now I'm doomed
I
because I opened the
opened like
product, and it's
8
like, don't open
packs.
your product. And then you open it now. See, there you can see. That's all it takes. George is great, man. His sports collection is great. Love seeing it. Love me and Marcus. Anytime we pick up something, we talk together about what we picked up, and like he went to another show this past weekend, I think, and I was asking him about the interactions and like if he ever made connections because shows are really great to also make connections with people that you want to buy from or trade with, and if you like keep those connections and keep going to these shows, like you'll find better, like they'll
It's
they'll
gonna
be
grow
more
into
willing
even
to deal
branch
with
out.
you. Yeah, man. And then my hope is that not like a long term thing. If it ever turns out to be like something really big for us business, like is if we could all go together and vend at a show, just the interaction and whatever we have, like sell and
Yeah.
trade. Great way to fill your collection.
I think just the lot of us just being at, at a table together for the stuff, the content, it would be crazy. But yeah, we got to let's get a show started. Let's figure out how to get it all together, along with other people listening that have not only their collections, whether it be comics, cards,
I don't know if it's your connection or my connection.
stuff like that, but also their questions. If we can, oh yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I think it might be my connection. We're definitely experiencing lag. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
But yeah, if they have questions, then we can
Oh
kind of
yeah, for
answer
sure. And if we have questions too, like if
collectors
if they can
edition.
push us towards stuff like that we should be going towards, that'd be hella cool too. So yeah, man. I mean, my advice always
Nice.
for people who are about to collect is
Another
like what you love.
was that like
Like when you first start collecting, anytime you like start collecting, just make sure that you start collecting things that you love, like because value wise, things are always gonna go up and down. So like if you're
mhm,
collecting just for money, don't open anything because that's the only way it really stays valuable to a lot of people.
yeah.
Sealed products, doesn't matter what it is, sports cards, Pokemon cards, comics too. But if you do like opening stuff, like just make sure you love what you're collecting. So that way you don't look at it one day and regret opening something and you're like, oh shit, I don't even like that. Like, why do I have it? So yeah,
The
it makes the
open
hobby more
packs
enjoyable.
are on top of my fridge. Anyways, uh, another question that we got from the Patreon was referring to Joe Burrow, and this happened last week. I'm sorry. Last week we didn't have an episode Very important to be following Force's Instagram page for the mail drops and the updates because I didn't post about it. Me and the girls, we went to Texas to visit brother Luke, brother who's been on the show. We were out in freaking Texas, dog. It was great. It was good to be with Sammy's brother. Their family,
Luke's a great dude.
3 nephews. The amount of kids that were around. My 3-year-old loved it. She woke up immediately, time to play. Chris programs, got to eat a bunch of different food. My connection is unstable. I apologize that this is coming out a little choppy. But yeah, so we were offline for Instagram handle because it's at 4_ EST Delau.
It is.
Okay. Texas. Any questions? It was different. Right, gas is like $2.30. There are oil wells everywhere.
That's wild. Did you try out Whataburger while you were out there?
Yes, we got to go to Whataburger, and I think that it is probably top 2 in the the fast food burger chains.
Wow. Okay, top 2,
bro.
That's big.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The fries not all that good actually. Maybe as an overall experience, it might not be top 2, but that double Whataburger, bruh. Good stuff. Texas does beef. We also got some barbecue while we were there.
Barbecue's tough for me, man. Because you know what? I think the best barbecue, I won't lie, is in Kansas City.
What is that like? It's like a different meat type or flavor profile?
Nah, just flavor profile, just the way they do, like sauce wise, how they cook it. It's. I think barbecue that way is better in Kansas City. Well, I mean, I always pick the way we do barbecue back home on the islands over anything. But if we had to do barbecue like style out here, like how they do out here, I think Kansas City has better barbecue. But how was the barbecue out there?
The marinade into the chicken type barbecue, that is, I feel, the best way. I guess Southern barbecue is like they make the meat, it's juicy, right? It's a lot juicier than you can make at home. But it's like add your own sauce. It wasn't like really sauced up, flavored up, but it came with
even dry rub.
Right. It came with this like cup of just tangy, sweet, little burn hot sauce, or not hot sauce, but barbecue sauce. Also hot sauce on everything down in the South. Barbecue, Whataburger. What was the other one? Oh, Tex-Mex.
Yep.
Tex-Mex is, I feel like, American Mexican food, which we already have usually. Like Taco Bell, I feel like it's Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
So I guess authentic Tex-Mex, kind of like fresher ingredients from the restaurant that we had it at, but it was like, like a sour cream cheese chicken quesadilla, and then all a bunch of different dishes and stuff. But mild is medium. 0 is mild. Stuff is hot down there. That was the food, bro. Flying, I just gotta believe in the physics of it all.
Look, folks. I asked Lance. I said, "Hey, you don't fly very well?" He goes, "No. I'm cool on flights. I panic on the inside." I was like, "All right, so you're not good on flights."
No, I think I do really well. I do really well. You look out the window and you realize you're higher than you can probably survive a fall. What is it, 30,000 feet? You see clouds underneath you by a mile, and you're like, oh, all right, well, if things stop working up here,
No,
I'm be good
look,
for about the next 2 minutes.
you don't have friends like I have friends, man. So I was leaving for where was I going? I think I was going on the under 19 trip to Fiji with the team, and me Toonie came to see me off at the airport. And shout out to Toonie Tau Iti Iti, man. Toonie's that's my guy, man. Um, yeah, man. If you're ever in American Samoa, look up Toonie. Super dude to meet, hang out with. Uh, I don't know a lot of people better than Toonie, but this fool, he was like, "Oh yeah, man." We was talking about something. He goes, "Oh man, what if the plane goes?" I was like, "Really, really?" I'm about to jump on the flight in like 10 minutes, bro. He goes, "What?" I'm just saying. Do you think
I said,
about that?
what?
Like,
Now
and
I
then
do.
he was like, "Woo." I was like, "Wow, wow." But Toonie doesn't know. I just telling Lance, I travel with the secret weapon. That makes me invincible on flights,
No.
folks. I go to my doctor and I ask him for. It used to be 8 milligrams of diazepam, but
No.
now I know that I can do 12 milligrams of diazepam. And the instructions are: you take a half a pill 30 minutes before boarding, and then the other half as you're taking off. And I was telling Lance because uh, because I'm a dummy and I always do things to the extreme. I take a whole pill before boarding, and then another whole pill as we're on the
It's
tarmac.
an overachiever over
Yes,
here.
yes. Um, and
Uh, of
let me
course,
tell you, you can
get
shake the
a
plane.
prescription from your doctor
Hey, oh,
before
from the doctor, of course,
following.
of course. Hey, I go to the. I did say that disclaimer. I said I go to my doctor. Um, but yeah, yeah. Works fine.
You have a special weapon. You have the drugs.
I do. I do. But see, so that yeah, I can imagine Lance with sweaty palms on the flight, just trying to lie to Nora and her mother, Sammy. Like, I'm good. But deep down inside, he's just in the bottom of
Deep
his
down
seat.
inside, I am reassuring myself that the physics of it all makes sense. That there are hundreds, if not thousands, of airplane flights per day that safely get to their destination. And the only reason it's news when a plane goes down is because it doesn't really happen that often. Okay.
Hey, you know what's
This
the
is the
worst thing you can tell
safest, most
somebody?
efficient way to deliver people via transportation. Okay. Shout out to the
The
Wright
worst thing
brothers.
you can tell somebody who doesn't fly well, because it doesn't help at all, is yeah, it's more likely you're going to get into a car accident than a plane accident. That doesn't help me. That I don't care.
Been into 7 car accidents in my
Right?
life.
Like,
What do you say?
oh man. But I'm
Um,
glad you guys made the trip. Glad you guys made it home safely. So
yeah,
cool
no,
that
it's just,
that's the best part.
the
Nora hanging
air
out with you.
going creates lift. That definitely is got to be the best part is Nora getting to wake up and immediately start going to play to get to spend a whole week with her cousins, try new games opens together, go to Christmas programs together, take rides. So yeah, shout out to Family Experiences. Shout out to brother Luke,
Hell
Abby,
yeah.
Camden, Crew Cooper.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out to Dutch Bros, bruh. We got the plug, man. That's great. I'm be wearing a lot of Dutch Bros gear on this pod for the
Hey,
foreseeable future.
did you get the did you I think they were
Those
foam
little
things that you could
hang
put.
on
Did you get
things.
them? Did you
Yeah,
get
like
them?
a handful of them, bro.
Oh, see, George. George had to
Plug.
go wait in line for his girlfriend.
I saw that. Good for George. Good. Yeah, good for them. All right. Yeah. So flying anxiety. The 3-year old, by the way, no issues. She knocked out. She watched TV. She's fine. She asked for snacks. All right. She's like, why are you sweating so much, Dad?
Dad, why are you so
Give
sweaty?
me the towel.
Sweaty guy?
It was never this bad flying into or out of American Samoa because it was nighttime. You couldn't see anything. You were just in a box with
Hey man,
200 people.
I prefer it that I can see where I'm going.
All right. Let's talk about sports, baby. Uh, let's start with the Los Angeles Chargers, who beat the Eagles and then beat the Chiefs and eliminated them from the playoffs. RIP to Patrick Mahomes' knee,
Man,
ACL, LCL surgery the day we're recording this. So,
that's tough.
Godspeed for a quick and healthy, a full recovery. Kind of strange that him and Tom Brady both tore their ACLs in year 9 after having won 3 Super Bowls before that. If this
They
is
signed the same
any
contract.
indication
They
of
signed the
the
same
future,
contract.
if this is any indication of the future, Patrick Mahomes will be back for 4 more Super Bowl wins, 3 of them with the Chiefs.
Don't put that into the world, bro. Don't put that into the
Right. No, I mean, they were saying as they carried Patrick Mahomes through the tunnel, uh, uh, like on the wall is just all the accolades that he achieved for them in the last 8 years. Uh, was like the deal with the devil can do. And I was
I
like,
told
oh,
you. Yep.
that's tough.
Told you. Told you guys. He made the
Um,
same deal with
but
Tom Brady.
tearing your ACL this late, tearing your ACL this late in the year isn't a guarantee that you'll be able to start week 1. This is where it kind of starts to get
No.
iffy. There were
Yeah.
some other quarterbacks that have torn their, ACL within the last month of the regular season, and it varies between week 1 and like week 7. I think Kyler Murray was out for like a third of the season. But yeah, whatever. The Chargers 96% playoff chance going into week 16 to make the playoffs. The Chargers play at Dallas Cowboys. CD Lamb, just don't let. I mean, I guess you could let CD Lamb get a bunch of touchdowns. Just don't let him do enough to beat you. Dak Prescott can be contained. CD Lamb can be contained. George Pickens sometimes disinterested. I think Quinnen Williams got hurt
Yeah,
this
I
season,
think he's
so
coming back. I think he should be fine.
I think this is then I consider the Philadelphia Eagles or even the Kansas City Chiefs last week. So I'm hoping that the Chargers can beat the Cowboys. The Chargers can clinch officially a playoff spot. Right now, it's only 96%. The Chargers can clinch a playoff spot with a win at Dallas and Houston losing to the Las Vegas Raiders in week 16, or a win in Dallas and Indianapolis losing to the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Uh, Exciting, but still the defects for the Chargers are there. The O line still letting Justin Herbert get pressured on a ridiculous amount of his dropbacks. Justin Herbert still with a mended, had surgery on his fractured left hand. He's out there freaking stiff arming with it. It's probably going to get hurt again. He's probably just going to have a broken hand during the playoffs
for the rest of his life.
Yeah, if he keeps, it's never going to get a chance to heal if he just keeps using it. But the situation that the Chargers are in, trying to win out with a possible, chance at the division, maybe in the number 1 seed in the AFC, Justin Herbert is going to play the entire time. But I think if they get locked into the 5 seed, can't win the division, or can't challenge for the number 1 spot in a first week bye in the playoffs, which would be asking for a lot. Then I guess they could rest Herbert, but they would need the Broncos to lose either in week 16 or 17 before the Chargers play them in the last game. For the Chargers to win the division, they would have to win out, and Denver would have to lose versus Jacksonville or at Kansas City, one of their next 2 games, before the Chargers beat the Broncos on the last game of week 18 for the AFC West. There's also the look at the number 1 seed, but they would need the Patriots, the Jaguars to also lose, as well as jumping the Broncos. So that's kind of further, but still in play. So we're going to see Justin Herbert playing. We're going to continue to see Omarion Hampton mix in with Kamani Vidal. Quentin Johnston was out for this game against Kansas City, so Trey Harris stepped in and stepped up. Keandre Lambert-Smith, also a rookie wide receiver, both of their rookie wide receivers, stepping up. KLS caught a touchdown. So things are kind of moving. It's cool to be on a 3-game win streak, but it all comes down to these last couple weeks. Any questions or comments on Chargers?
Yeah, I hate the Chargers.
I get it.
No. Yeah, they look good, especially for a banged up team going into not going into, they're deep right now into their playoff run or their pre-playoff run, trying to get into the playoffs. So offensive line, they just, like you said, they're patched up right now, so they're gonna have to learn to play better together because Herbert can't take too many shots like that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You look at that, like we were talking about earlier. Look at Joe Burrow. You take too many shots like that, and then you start just like not really checking out, but it's like, damn, bro, somebody help me. Somebody help me. And you don't want that to happen to Justin Herbert. Also, even just like you can tell how excited he is to win. People made a big deal about him trying to brush off that reporter, but I get it, man. That's your job as a reporter. It's also your job as a player to answer those questions out there. But he was really just the season he's having right now, everything that's gone on with the injuries, and then winning these games. You can tell he just really wants to get over to his teammates and celebrate. And that's the kind of dude he is right now with the team. I'm not trying to say he's wrong or right for brushing off the reporter. That's not why I mentioned this, but just his attitude towards the team, with everything going on with injuries and just a long season, man. Winning those games is big for him, and that's why he's still out there playing ball. So, O-line, protect your guy, man. It's good to have Hampton back. He has Vidal there, and he doesn't need a full load yet. So, just to keep that knee nice and healthy. But it's also really great to have him out
there. That thing with the reporter, I feel like I was super surprised when that happened. I was like, oh man, this guy's being a jerk. But it's not really that.
If he
Am
was
I
a jerk,
downplaying it?
he just wouldn't have done the interview. You know what I mean? He could have just been like, look, hold on real quick. Let me go and hang out with my teammates real quick. And then, he could have just really he could have really just disregarded her. But he did stay, do the interview. And then it's it's tough. It's after a game. All your teammates are over there celebrating. And that was your main focus. It was a tough game too. It's not like they blew out those guys and just another regular game.
Whoa.
They're deep in a try to run to get into the playoffs. So
that game versus the Eagles, an overtime win. It was going, and I understand it from the reporter side. They have to run over to the winning side,
for sure,
find
for sure.
a certain player that
totally. She wasn't wrong either. She's doing her job.
Interview with. So. But also, I like the way Chris Long on the Green Light podcast kind of explained it. He's like, Justin Herbert the entire week has been trying to duck these questions, kind of downplay these questions about his hand, about people trying to get information on it. He's not trying to put that information out to the public for opponents to use it against him. Because he explained the 3 questions that she asked, the first and the last question got really good, multi-sentence answers. The second question was, what's up with your hand? How is your hand feeling? He was like, great, thank you, and waited for the next question. So that was 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of moved on. I feel like that'll be fine. Speaking of quarterbacks, though, taking in Justin Herbert's draft, Joe Burrow, real quick before we talk about the Raiders finishing out the season and our shout outs. Joe Burrow, I don't know whether they lost the game. The Bengals lost the game, and they were doing a post-game presser. And even when asked more about it, Joe Burrow was saying, if I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? That's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table. End quote. What did when you heard this, did this stand out to you? Is this a problem for the cheat or for the Bengals that he might be leaving Cincinnati? or is this just like kind of a throwaway because he's missed so many games?
No, I think it's a mixture of everything. Coming back from a serious injury, you know, he's been through multiple seasons where he's like the most hit quarterback in the league. Um, they've gotten guys on that line that they could have probably spent money on, like maybe one big dude who's like a big free agent on the line to help instead of getting these bargain dudes that they are trying to patch the lineup with, and they could have got one guy who could probably help more than those guys did. So he's looking at all of that, and then coming back from the injury and just some of the things like you saw where like I don't know if it has anything to do with it, where he gets hit on the sideline and none of his old linemen come out there to like, kind of check for him and see if he's good, or and that's football. You'll see get quarterbacks get like tapped on the shoulder the wrong way and like three linemen come to his like rescue. You know what I
Right.
mean? Something small that way. And Joe Burrow's out there getting knocked around and none of those guys. So and he's right. Because if you're not playing, of course, making all that money, you know what I mean? Of course, that's a big part of the game, but having fun, that's how people win. Like if you're having fun, it makes things easier. You're gonna win because you started playing the game for fun. Yes, you're getting paid, but you don't have to have fun to get paid. But you don't have to win to get paid. You know what I mean? And he wants to win. He wants to have fun. And I think he's just telling the organization that it's about time that they do something serious about it. I know they went out and got re-signed T. Higgins, but of course you're frustrated because T. Higgins has been hurt most of the year. Uh, you know, they got Chase Brown, but again, he can't do much if the line doesn't do much.
No.
The defense has been shuffled around a lot. Trouble with Trey Hendrickson on the D line. He might be leaving in the summertime after
Mm.
just playing out this contract. So
Be a real organization for
yes,
a talented quarterback.
yeah,
One of the
I think he's
elites.
frustrated, and you know what? It could lead to him going. So, um, I for one,
Damn.
the question has been asked. I would trade that first round pick the Raiders have to sign Joe Burrow, in a trade if that was up for the Raiders. Definitely worth that first round pick.
Mm. Would you say 3 first round picks?
I don't know about the injuries make it tough. His
Oh
talent
yeah,
wise,
yeah.
yes, talent wise, yes, but the injuries because he hadn't had just one long
Yeah.
term injury. He had a couple, so like yeah.
He I feel like he could be your Carson Palmer. Even though you already had a Carson Palmer.
No, you
Carson
know what?
Palmer in
If that happens, then we don't want Carson Palmer no more.
Arizona.
You know,
He's
maybe
like, we do not want
we don't want a
Carson
repeat
Palmer
of
went
a
to the Super
Carson
Bowl, yeah.
Palmer. Not with the
Carson
Raiders.
Palmer. Well, yeah. Carson Palmer took the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Oh, was that Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that he does have those options. We've seen a lot of these guys already opt in for trades or ask teams for trades, and I think definitely Cincinnati should be a little worried that he's going to want out in the summertime because there are going to be teams looking for a quarterback.
He's signed to them through like 2029, though. I'm like, how do
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything.
Joe Burrow signed a 5-year, $275 million contract with the Bengals in 2020. What? Recently?
Yeah, but that also gives, like you said, Cincinnati some kind of security because he can't just like leave, you know, especially if he's under a long-term contract like that. But when players start acting like that, I'd still be very cautious.
You could force your way out. And like you said, I am back. I'm sorry. Where did I leave off?
You were looking into the dead of the podcast space area. We were talking about you said he was under contract. That's what you were looking at
Right.
when he signed. and the
5-year
terms.
extension in 2023, signed to them until 2029. I don't think he has the
Yeah.
flexibility to make a move, but I mean, I guess he could force his way out. He
No,
could
for
just no
sure.
show and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you're right that any sort of public discontent is a bit of a red flag as far as, franchise quarterbacks and how they eventually trickle down and affect the entire rest of your organization.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of organizations that need some trickle down help, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hey, don't talk
Uh,
about my team like that.
they're going to be okay. There are two questions. Who are you going to take with your top 3 pick? But also, before that, should Pete Carroll be back as the Raiders head coach in 2026 and beyond?
Uh, so I don't have a very clear answer for the second question because it's like he's Pete Carroll. You want to see what he can do with at least another like all the other coaches got a season and a half at least before they really gave up. And it's Pete Carroll. He's proven to win both at the college and NFL level. He's also proven to lose at both levels because his stint with the Patriots wasn't that great either. But it's the urgency that I want to see from him as a coach, like addressing some of these problems. Because right now it kind of just looks like, for me, at least, it looks like he doesn't have the urgency to like do things right now. It's like he's waiting for the next season. Like he's like, you know what, this season's a throwaway for me. Let me get into the next season. We'll get some of these guys out of here, some of these contracts maybe, and then we'll start getting guys that I need. And you know what? I know people are like, well, he wouldn't have got Gino. That's true, but he's not working right now. We can drop the quarterback. So
Yeah.
yeah, like if I don't see any urgency, like right in the off season, then yes, I think maybe it's time to move on. The thing about that is, you're a franchise that's just looking to win and like create a culture. Are you gonna go get one of these younger guys who hasn't been a head coach yet, but is really hot right now on the coaching list, or are you gonna go look for uh like a veteran coach who's won before, but because there's not too many out there right now that are without a job or might be willing. Like Las Vegas, let's not lie. Las Vegas is a really good like destination for coaches. A very attractive destination for coaches. It's Los Angeles. I mean Los Angeles. It's Las Vegas. Like there's the city alone is gonna attract people to it. So what you really got to figure out is who would you go get if you're done with Pete Carroll? And I don't know how long that list is of people that you want to give the reins to, so he can build his team there with the Las Vegas Raiders organization. There's a lot
Uh,
of. Go ahead.
yeah, if the other thing is the Raiders are supposedly paying their recently fired
Yes,
coaches all of their
yes,
contracts,
all three
right?
of them,
So coach contracts in the NFL are fully guaranteed.
which is
Player
bullshit.
contracts are not.
Yeah,
So if the coach gets fired, he's like, cool, I'm still getting paid
yeah,
whatever
I'm going with
contract they
chill.
signed to.
Yeah, yeah.
The Raiders, who were the Raiders' recent head coaches? Antonio Pierce,
Antonio Pierce,
Josh McDaniels.
who's also getting paid double now because he's the offensive coordinator with the Patriots.
Um,
John Gruden.
is John Gruden still getting paid?
Well, I mean, if he's about to win this lawsuit, he might be.
Damn. Okay.
uh, Biasha, they might be paying him.
Rich Biasia.
Yeah, but
Man,
you know what? I don't know if they're paying him because he didn't get
he was an
hired.
intern.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in. So just the two pass ones right now at the moment.
So to be paying the three, Gruden, McDaniels, Pierce, to
Yeah,
add a fourth in Pete Carroll and then a fifth in whoever you hire,
yeah, that's a
just
lot of
seems
money
like
towards no players.
you might as well just keep
Stick
the
with Pete
contract
Carroll.
that you have with Pete Carroll. If it's a
Yeah,
bad deal, it's a bad deal. Maybe it's so bad that
yeah.
let his contract play out and then throw him and the GM who brought him in.
I
Or
think I think what happens is you keep Pete Carroll, and then you start getting coordinators in who could potentially take over for Pete Carroll when his contract is up.
succession. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
succession.
yeah.
So that way, yeah, because coordinators, they're not getting paid as much, and I don't know if
Mm,
their contracts are guaranteed as coordinators, but like you can live with firing a coordinator and their salary, but a head
mm,
coach's salary, and
yeah.
paying them and paying another head coach again would be like that's like business suicide. So
I feel
uh
like promoting within also helps that continuity and keeps
for
things
sure,
going
for sure,
with
for sure.
franchise. Like the Steelers have had 3 head coaches in like 80 years or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
They've been kind of mid though honestly the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, and that's an argument too, is a lot of people are calling for or have been calling for,
Oh, a
um,
change for Mike Tomlin. I think
yeah,
that
from
might be
Coach Tom.
over. That might be over for both of them. They can both move on, do something
Yeah,
new, try something new,
something
be
new.
better.
Yeah,
But for Joe Burrow, just having fun. I don't know how much of that it really.
yeah, for sure.
Whoa. Sorry about that. Yeah, the Raiders need to keep Pete Carroll. Okay, the other
Second part,
part,
the first question,
the
the
other
draft.
part. What's up? You want the Raiders to get the number one pick?
At this point, yeah, I think because it not only gives you the possibility of the best player in the draft or the best player to fit your team. You get those two options just alone in the draft. You
Mm-hmm.
get to pick the guy that you want that you think's really gonna fit, and you get the top pick of any of those guys. And then you also get the potential to draft quite possibly the best player in the draft, uh, despite position. So that's cool. But it also gives you the option to shop the pick for something really big. Yeah. So like the first, second, third pick, those are like, man, it's like finding or it's like hitting the lottery twice
Yes, sir.
in one shot. Because again, the options that you have now are big. And if you decide to trade down, yes, you can get picks, like multiple picks, maybe in the first round, or multiple like a first round pick, multiple first round picks throughout the years, or you can get a big name player that's gonna come help and smaller picks. So the first round pick gives you full like range of whatever you want. You can ask for some dude, like say for instance, again, since we're talking about it, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow wants to leave. You can ask for Joe Burrow and possibly maybe like a first round pick next year or a second round pick
Mm-hmm,
next year
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
on top of that and a third round after that. So yeah, you're pretty much in control of a lot of things with that first round pick. They currently sit at second right now. So yeah, I would love for them to go and get that first pick if they can. I'm not saying I want them to like intentionally lose these last couple of games. I
No,
want
no,
them to
no,
go out and
no.
play because I want to see them switch up the scheme. I want to see Genty, the quarterback, under center a little bit more, and maybe Genty closer to the line. You know, just things like that. So I want to see Genty grow in this turmoil of a season. And then who would I draft? Depending on where we're at, I think first round pick. If I'm going to quarterback, there's only two quarterbacks I'm thinking
Oh,
about right now.
what so for the trade scenario, the number one overall pick has been dealt 13 times since 1967, since the draft started.
Nice.
The last time was in 2023 when the Chicago Bears traded the number one pick to the Carolina Panthers when the Panthers selected Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
The Bears got DJ Moore, 2 first round picks and 2 second round picks.
Yes,
So I
lots.
feel like if that's comparable, if the Raiders can get another wide receiver and 2 firsts, 2 seconds, that would be,
That'd be
I
amazing.
think
Yeah.
that is preferable to trying to get
If
the
you're
number
trying to
one pick
build.
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. If you're
right. And
trying
the
to build.
Raiders need to get good players at a lot of different positions. So
Right.
instead of trying to go, all in and be like Ashton Jetty is gonna fix our offense, you can go, I'm gonna trade the possibility of drafting the number one pick for, you know, 2 solid starters and, 2 backups
Yeah.
that could be really good.
For sure.
Uh that would be awesome. The Tennessee Titans. Oh, it says 2016. The Titans traded Jared Goff uh to the Rams. Wait,
I
the
think they
Rams
made the picks. I think they made the picks and then switched picks.
the Rams received the 2016 number one pick and a 2016 fourth round pick and a future sixth round pick for the 2016 first, 2016 second, 2016 second, a third, a 2017 first, and a 2017 third. So yeah, I think getting a bunch more picks and chances at it is gonna
Yeah, it
it
all
will be the
depends on
best thing for the Raiders.
what your plan is long term, like what you're trying to do. If you're trying to win now, which with the players that they have on the team right now, they're not ready to win now. So, yeah, definitely trading down and getting multiple picks plus a steady starter is definitely what the Raiders should be planning to do if they do get that first round pick or that first pick in the first round.
Because otherwise, if you stay up there and make that pick, it's for a quarterback. Yeah, it's
For
for the
sure,
future. It's
for
going to
sure.
be for for somebody like
Yeah.
that. And who would that be? Do you think if you had
I
to
think
pick somebody with the first overall pick?
Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, looks
Mm-hmm.
really good. I like him. I also like Dante Moore out of Oregon. But both guys also are Mendoza transferred over from Cal, so he did have a good year or a good career starting at Cal, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's gone over to
Indiana. Who you
Oklahoma
just
and continued that. Yeah.
Oklahoma?
Oh,
Oh my
Indiana.
bad.
Sorry. Yeah. No, I was thinking Sooners. But John Mateers, who's not coming out, would also be another great quarterback. But he's been hurt this year, so John Mateer would have been a good guy. But yeah, going to Indiana, they had a great year. They went undefeated, deserved that. Yeah, so he's proven to be consistently a good quarterback at both schools. Dante Moore has a little bit less of an um, sample. I guess we're getting a sample size of Dante Moore because he was at UCLA his freshman year, didn't play much, did get the start after, but I think he saw everything around him wasn't going to suit him, so ended up transferring to Oregon. Sat a season, and now he's the starter this year, and he's done really well. He can make all the throws. He's a smart guy, but anytime you think about it, and Bo Nix is kind of killing that narrative a little bit, but not really because they kind of do the same thing in Denver. But the short passes, the scheme that Oregon runs, you know, a quarterback's going to look great there. His numbers are going to look great because they're going to be a little skewed because of all the screens, the short passes, yards after catch, and things of that nature. So a lot of completion. The completion percentage is going to be high. Yardage is going to be high. Passing yardage is going to be high. So you have to think about those things. But he looks
What
really
what would you say if the Raiders are drafting with the number one pick? You're taking a quarterback. What are you trying to fill? What are you trying to find in whichever quarterback you pick? What do you hope they show up and bring to the Raiders?
I think you want a guy that's going to be able to push the ball downfield. Because I mean, you look at Gino. Gino's not one of those guys that's going to throw deep balls. You know, he doesn't throw. He doesn't have the strongest arm. He's not too accurate downfield. We can see, but you thought he was going to be the guy to come in and control the offense and like hit like these short routes. You got a great tight end and probably the best tight end in the league
Mm.
in Powers, and so maybe use him in this intermediate to short routes, and so he can get yards after catch, which he's great at. Same thing with the Jacoby Myers. You had him; he's a great slot receiver. So a lot of the stuff under that would have been great if he could make those, but you got a guy who's supposed to be able to do that, and it wasn't working. So I think with the weapons that you also have,
For sure.
Tucker out there, um, the rookie that they had out there from Tennessee, those guys can fly, man. So maybe give them a chance also to open up the offense. And so if a guy can really push the ball downfield, that'd be great. Dante Moore, he's got an arm, so
Someone that can push it. I feel like making the Raiders exciting again, taking the roof off.
for
I can
sure,
definitely see that happening.
for sure.
So instead of like a field general, but like short area guy, you want someone exciting that's going to push the ball up
Yeah,
the sidelines, extend the play, get the ball
I think
downfield.
that's what the personnel that they have on offense, the weapons that they have,
Mhm.
that's what they're geared for. Like fast paced, just a really exciting offense. Like I think they're geared for big plays down the field, and they just don't like they don't have the guy to get the ball downfield like that. So
So you want a Shador Sanders more than you want a
No,
Jalen
I
Hurts.
want a Patrick Mahomes. I want a Patrick Mahomes. That's what I want.
Okay? You want a Texas Tech gunslinger, someone that
I,
could do sideways passes? Sure, who doesn't?
sure.
But
I was just
you're
telling
getting like a
George,
rookie. You want more freaking push the
look,
ball.
your team is not ready to win the Super Bowl. Go get this quarterback who's going to put some excitement, put some
Oh,
butts in the seats, and let him learn on the fly. If that's what we're going to do, let him
mhm.
learn on the fly, but let him be exciting doing it.
That is why I think that it should not be a quarterback for the Raiders. Because what you said, if you bring a quarterback in, they're going to be less successful than if you build the team up through the trenches and bring a quarterback in 2027,
For sure.
2028. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys get the number one pick. Right now, you guys are tied with the New York Giants and Tennessee Titans at 2-12. You guys play the freaking Giants in 2 weeks. You have a chance to lose. Okay, don't get crazy. Kenny Pickett, you stay right there, dog. I lost a playoff game because I was tinkering. I took out Tyrone Tracy of the New York Giants and I put in Kenny Pickett to a super flex spot. Kenny P got me 3 points. And
Hey man, he
Tyrone
can't
Tracy
throw
had
from
22. I lost by 12.
he can't throw from his back. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, okay. You think Kenny Pickett's going to have a better game? You guys play in Houston versus one of the best defenses versus the Texans. You guys then host the New York Giants,
If the
and
line
then
doesn't change, I can answer that right now. If the line doesn't change, it doesn't matter who they're playing across that line. They're not going to look any better on offense. That offensive
okay,
line has to change.
I like that because that sets us up for at Texans who have Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter,
Yeah.
eat
Yep.
up the Raiders O line, right?
Yes.
The Giants have a great front
Dexter.
four on
Yep. Yep.
defense.
Yep. Yep. Dexter
Sexy
Lawrence.
Dexy. They got the rookie
Yep.
Abdul Carter. They
Abdul
got
Carter.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yep.
I feel like there's another person there.
Brian
Uh,
Burns.
Brian freaking Burns.
Yeah. So,
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah. So,
So that could be another crazy day for Kenny
yeah.
Pickett.
Yeah.
And then you guys host the Kansas City Chiefs, who are going to be without Patrick Mahomes, but they
Yeah.
still will have defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, who has
That's true.
won multiple Super Bowls, sending blitzes from where you would not expect. The Raiders could finish 2-15 and in the best shot for
The first pick.
the first overall, the value of the first overall pick, and be able to trade that back. The Giants play the Vikings, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. Easily could, win
Lose
one
all.
of those
Yeah.
games and knock them out.
Yeah.
The Titans play Kansas City. They play the Saints, and they play at Jacksonville. So
The
you
Saints
hope they
are
win
a
one of
winnable
those.
game for. Yeah, Saints are winnable. I don't know. Jaguars look pretty good lately, so that's going to be a tough game to win. But Saints might be more their speed. But I was telling George that with the Raiders' luck and they get some high 1 to 5 draft pick, they're going to end up picking Diego Pavia, and I will quit being a Raiders fan for as long as Pavia.
No,
I will quit being a Raiders fan for as long as Diego Pavia is the quarterback
no.
in Las Vegas. If that happens, I'm
It
gonna quit
will
watching.
take you 16 hours before enough Diego edits from the Raiders, from the nation,
Nope.
hit and
No,
show you the pinpoint
no,
accuracy, the intangibles,
no.
the
You know what
speeches.
you know what his highlights are right now? The highlights are of his family in the stands fighting with officials and him walking down the
I
Heisman
don't.
Trophy aisle with his brothers looking like they're out of the Tulsa King show. His highlight is the tweet that he posted
Sounds like a
after
Raider.
losing. Yeah, I know because this fool, after he came second in Heisman voting, this fool went on to Twitter, posted something like "fuck all the haters" with him flipping off the camera. Bro, you were second. You're not even that good
That's
you're.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, like how you were second in voting baffles me with guys like uh Jeremiah Love that finished behind you. Uh,
The
so crazy,
Irishes.
so crazy. But yeah,
Who did you
definitely if
guys
we do
have? Who did your team have up in the Heisman sweep?
Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love. Yeah, he came third. He was third. So I think if the Raiders do get the first pick, I would love for them to seek out a very, very, very um
I
like enticing trade for them, like something that brings them out on top in multiple seasons and not just looking for. I get it. If no one wants to trade, then you're going to have to draft one of those guys. But I would prefer them to seek a trade that's going to have
dog.
them be in position, like in the next couple of years, be in that position. Like the only team I can compare it to is not even football, but basketball. Look at Oklahoma right now. Even though we have crybabies out here like, oh my gosh, they're foul merchants. Okay, part of the game, bro. If you're not trying to get fouled, I don't know what you're doing. If you're out there avoiding fouls, then maybe you should be playing another game. But look, Oklahoma did it that way. You know, all the draft picks they accumulated, and they're coming off a championship. I saw them play the Lakers the other night in the Herbert. It's like they killed those guys. The ball movement on the court, just everybody can hit from beyond the arc. It was wild. And then to have the MVP be able to come out there, they picked up Shy in a trade with the Clippers. It was probably the worst trade ever. But the Clippers thought they were getting a couple of draft picks, get better in the draft, and Oklahoma went and got their MVP, uh, who was a guy who was still probably a rising star already when they got him, but wasn't a star yet. But look, he had potential, and I think the Raiders need to do that. Go find their Shy out there, or Shea Shea Gillis. Go find your Shea, man, at quarterback. Trade away that first pick if you can. Get yourself a nice guy who can be there for the next 3 years and grow with the team that you're about to build. Go get multiple picks and make them good picks.
The teams that are going to be needing a quarterback and would want to trade up for that number one pick, Arizona Cardinals might be moving on from Kyler Murray, who hasn't played for them for the last couple of weeks. Both teams in New York, the Jets and the Giants, need a long-term starter. The Cleveland Browns, if they don't like what they see in the last month with Shadur Sanders, are possibly moving on. I think New Orleans might be okay with Tyler Shuck because of their limited money situation. Minnesota and Miami also have quarterbacks that
Are
possibly be
questionable.
replaced.
Yeah.
That are drawing certain questions. Yeah, I hope you guys get the first pick and trade it away for a haul. I don't know
Yeah.
if this draft class can generate enough of a hype to kind of push the market up for something big, but I think just trading
Right.
back and getting those long term offensive line,
Yeah.
defensive line pieces that are going to make
And
everything else
despite
easier.
despite their record, the Giants I think are pretty much set with their quarterback. I don't think I think they're gonna ride with Jackson Dart at least for the next 2 seasons, just off of potential. Him and I think Scadaboo are gonna be the building blocks for the Giants out in New York. Um,
For their 3 years before
yeah,
the injuries
yeah,
take over.
yeah.
For the record, I think the NFL draft order at the end of the season is going to be Raiders, Titans, Giants, Cardinals, Browns, Jets. All right. Trade back, get a haul, rebuild. Hopefully they don't get
Definitely.
that guy that makes you not want to be a fan
Oh
anymore.
my gosh.
All right. Anything else before we go? Any other topics or crazy things we can hit quickly?
Hey, everybody, if you guys don't watch college football, watch college football. It's gonna be a lot of movement. It's gonna be a lot of movement this season. A lot of coaches already moving. Lane Kiffin
Mm.
from Ole Miss to LSU at the moment. Um, what's his name? Franklin is down at Virginia Tech after parting ways with Penn State.
Do, do these coaches that leave and get these big contracts from these not as big schools as they're leaving, do they ever turn the program around and go big?
For sure.
Or
That's why some of these quarterbacks, that's why some of these coaches are being sought after. Because a lot of the times when they first start, they'll start off as coordinators at a smaller school, build that resume, get to a smaller school, get a chance to be a head coach somewhere, and then blow up from there because they build that program. And then of course it's always going to be a bigger program who's like hasn't been doing well. Then they're going to take a chance on you, and you bring those programs back from where they were, and then like you just then everybody's looking for you. And then some of these guys, like so for instance, Marcus Freeman was in a very like I want to say unique. I'll say unique situation because he was a defensive coordinator first at Cincinnati. Notre Dame scooped him up. He became their defensive coordinator, and then within a year, Brian Kelly left for LSU because supposedly LSU was easier for him to recruit, and just he thought he was leaving for greener pastures at the time. And Notre Dame under him was underperforming, I guess. And then Marcus Freeman took over the program, and now they missed the playoffs this year. They did go to the championship game last year, but everything that he's done for the program itself is amazing. Recruiting wise, I think they're number 2 right now with their the class that they just signed. The only class in NCAA right now that had no decommitments all the way up to signing day. Everybody signed on that list. So recruiting wise is crazy. And they got 4 or 5 stars on that recruiting list and a bunch of just dogs, as they say these days, that they recruited. Their recruiting into the future is crazy. So yeah.
The last 5 teams to win a NCAA championship. You got Ohio State last year. Their head coach was Ryan Day. So was he like a big coach signing, or was he like internal?
He was internal. He was with the program. Yeah.
2023 Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, JJ McCarthy. Jim Harbaugh was he left the Niners to go to Michigan.
He was a big signing. Yep, that was a big.
That's kind of like an alma mater thing too, right? He was like,
sure.
I'm going back. I'm giving them a deal, but Michigan, that was a big signing.
That was big.
I feel like that was not from college though, right? That was, the guy, he ended the 49ers. 21 and 22, Georgia, Kirby Smart. Where was he before Georgia? He got signed, right?
Who is he coaching under? So a lot of these guys will be a coaching, like under a coaching tree from a bigger coach. I think he's a saving guy. So like, a lot of college coaches right now coached under like one big coach, and so the systems kind of like are what get you into other schools. And so
Alabama defensive coordinator from 2008 to 2015.
There you go.
Head coach at Georgia since. So that was like one of like you proved yourself to be worthy of a head coach.
It's 20, like, go ahead.
2020 Alabama, Nick Saban.
Nick Saban's
still there.
Speaks for himself. He ended up retiring there. And you still have schools that want him to come back. They're trying to. Every year you have a school that's going to try to pull him back in. He tried the NFL once, wasn't for him, and he recognized that. Ended up coming back and coaching at Bama and killing because he was at LSU first. Great coach at LSU, left for the NFL, didn't work out, came back to Bama, and instantly turned Bama back into a national championship team numerous times. So yeah.
And then you got guys like LSU in 2019. That wasn't Brian Kelly, right? Brian Kelly. So that was Ed Orgeron, probably.
Was it? No, I think it was Les Miles.
2018 Clemson. Dabo.
He's still there. So he's funny because he's a great coach, but he's one of those old school guys. He's the number 1 coach fighting back against NIL. He won't really recruit transfers right now. I love it. I like his honor in building a program through recruiting and freshmen, but in this day and age, it's going to be hard. And you can tell now because the fall of Clemson used to be top 5 every year, and now they're barely cracking top 10 during preseason. So that's tough. But great coach. Good recruiter.
Yeah, and then you got Dabo and Saban back and forth for a bunch of championships and then
teams. Look at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, that was like the That was the punching bag of the SEC. And if someone ever comments that it's because of Diego Pavia, I'm going to fight you. Clark Lee was the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, left to go back to his alma mater, built that program up to what it is now. So, coaches and that's one of the great things about college, man, is these guys go somewhere, they learn like everybody expected Marcus Freeman to leave for Ohio State. That's where he was a linebacker at. But he got his opportunity first at Notre Dame. And by the looks of it, you would never tell that he went to Ohio State. You would think that this guy grew up in Indiana, went to a high school close to Notre Dame, and then ended up going to it looks like he's the guy at Notre Dame.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather have a Marcus Freeman than try to lure a freaking $20 million coach, because just the freaking return is going to be crazy, and it's a much better story. It's a much better opportunity, and to build like a whole different loyalty.
That's so much video. Money. If you ever go after this and look at the video to where he's introduced to his players as the head coach that day, he gets hired, because what Notre Dame did was ask the players too, who would you want to be the head coach here? Because it was either him or the offensive coordinator at what is his name? He was a former quarterback at Notre Dame. He went through the same system. He was a quarterback coach at Notre Dame, ended up being the offensive coordinator, then left for the NFL, left for Bama, was the offensive coordinator at Bama a couple of seasons ago. And everybody chose Marcus Freeman. And when the strength coach introduces him into the locker room, bro, it erupts, and he goes he looks like one of the players. When he walks into that crowd, all the boys get up, and he's walking through that crowd, and they're surrounding him. Such a great video, and you see it every time he's with his players. So, yeah, just great. And he's a young guy, so you would think like he's trying to be a player's player. No, he's stern with his guys. He follows his rules. That he lets the guys know that we're cool. I'm your coach, though. I'm not your best friend out here. Like, you can come to me with anything, but I'm still your coach. So, for a young guy like that, younger than me, man, at 45, for him, his success right now is crazy. I don't even think he's 35 yet. So super cool to see, man. I know it sounds like I'm just a Notre Dame fan talking about the coach that coaches the team I cheer for, but like Lincoln Riley's another guy.
Man.
Lincoln Riley is another guy that players love to play with. He's also gone out there and he's building that program up at USC. So there we go. See, there you go.
I'm gonna figure out how to share the audio of this. I got to hear this.
It's wild. It just
all right. So this is Notre Dame's coach being introduced for the first time to the players.
What I'm gonna do now, okay? Because you're a brand new head football coach.
Still gives me chills, man. Still gives me chills.
Sorry, I had to turn that down. Damn.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Still gives me chills, man, watching that. Look at that. Just the excitement and the guy that the players were able to pick as their coach, man. I don't think you see that a lot, So, super cool, man.
And you guys are giving him up to the New York Giants?
Shut the hell up. Don't ever put that out.
It's already in the rumor mill. Man could be a professional football coach soon.
No, and that's the thing, which is sad, because every Notre Dame fan, every Notre Dame player, every Notre Dame alumni organization, the college, the university itself knows that one day they're gonna have to face that reality that because Marcus Smart as a coach is a guy that wants to get better. Like, he wants to challenge. He challenges his players. Marcus Freeman, sorry. I was just watching the game with Marcus Smart.
Current Laker legend, Marcus Smart.
Not that hard to be a Laker legend, I guess. But yeah, so they're going to have to deal with that reality, because he's one of those guys that wants to the next thing better, he wants to be better. So NFL is going to be calling one day. But there are guys who you look at and you're just like, bro, you're gonna be the greatest college football coach ever. Like you should. This is where you're at. This is not to say that if he leaves for the NFL, he's not gonna be great. That could happen, but like just the way that people around him react to him at the school, his players. I think at any college he would go to, he would turn that program instantly around. So yeah, man, college coaches are crazy.
So
But
you're saying watch college football. It's good for you.
yes, Jaden Mayava this is also crazy. Is I'm having to say things like this, but Jaden Mayava re-signs his contract with USC. Isn't that crazy to talk about a college player re-signing a contract?
Get money.
Yeah, hey, it's what people have wanted for a long time, and these kids are getting paid. So shout out to them.
This is the time. It will be stopped at some point. This is a window. We need to understand.
Yes.
And people are lucky to be getting paid right now, but also very deserving with how much the entire enterprise makes billions and billions of dollars.
People always try to tell you, like, they don't get that much. NCAA, like, are you kidding me? Anyway, Jaden Mayava re-signs. These are quarterbacks. DJ Lagway, the freshman at Florida, who's ton of potential. He's entering the transfer portal.
What's up with Nico Mayava?
So far, it's been quiet. I think it's going to be tough for Nico to transfer somewhere just because of everything that happened last offseason and finding a school. What school are you going to go to and grow with? The reception that he's gotten since he's been back home at UCLA has been really great for him. The team, they're showing a little bit more potential than they did at the beginning of the season. They're still not great. So he can choose to stay and be the starting quarterback there of a great team with what's going to be a new coaching staff for sure. They're probably going to keep Neuheisel as their offensive coordinator for sure because he kind of ignited those first couple of games when they fired Deshaun Foster, who, by the way, was an alumni of UCLA, great running back at UCLA. But I think his best bet would be to stay home in California where he's loved off the field as well as on the field. And I think a lot of people in the UCLA school system love him because he decided to stay there. He stayed the whole season. They were given a 30-day window after Deshaun Foster was let go to transfer. So any school that has a coach quit or get fired mid-season, you're given a 20 or 30-day window to find another school and not be penalized for it. You can play right away. So, he did stay, show some loyalty there. He's still got a lot of
convenient. That's his home, yeah.
For sure. And that's home for him. Like, he's still got a lot of repairing to do with a lot of people, like media-wise and stuff like that. So I think that's the best place to go do it at. He also has his younger brother there as the backup quarterback. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. You and your brother over there getting ready to take over UCLA and just run the NCAA. So, yeah, man. I'm hoping he stays.
Nice. Yeah, I'd also like to see him back at UCLA. I didn't watch any of the games or anything. I just feel like that would be a good.
He looked good, man.
Continuity,
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's exactly what he needs to. Yeah.
You got to put that tape together, especially going into, this is your draft year.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
All right. Shout outs. Anything crazy happened over?
Shout out to Tafuna High School for a 6th straight championship football in American Samoa. They did lose a game. It was funny because they lost the game. I think it was to Samoana before playoffs started, and they put out a video. No shade to Whai Tua. These are just facts. There was a video that went around. Whai Tua's team was, I think, at the gym watching the game as a team, and just started cheering when Samoana won. And then got stomped out in the championship game. And that's Samoa's a small place. So, there's how many high schools playing right now? Samoana, Tech has a team. Whai Tua. It's like 6 schools at the most at one time with the football team. And Tafuna, granted, the district that Tafuna is in a big district, but they like Nu'uli. I think kids from Nu'uli have to actually go to Votech now, maybe. So, I mean, any team can really be the championship, but the coaching staff, the turnover at Tafuna hasn't been much. So, even if the head coach, and so a lot of the coaches there, they'll they'll transfer to other schools just so the seasons can be competitive and it's not just one school, with 6 championships, winning the championship every year. So the other few, I think maybe the last four were won by um, Kevin Mangale, who was the head coach at Tapuna High School. And I know this one this year for sure was won by Oakland. I don't know if the last year's was by Oakland, but Oakland Salaville of Colorado, University of Colorado legends out there. He won this one this year. Hey, he's old. He's been a great coach in American Samoa for a long time. So great to see Oak and his boys. And what's one thing that what's one thing? One thing that's great about watching these championships from back home and a lot of all the seniors leaving is a lot of them are close and a lot of them are going to school together. And like from the past, maybe I want to say 8 years, we're getting a lot more guys signing with D1 schools out of high school. Like American Samoa is one place where a lot of kids used to be scouted by D1 schools and then have to go. And again, nothing wrong with it because junior colleges produce great things for American Samoa. But they'd have to go junior college route, try to get their grades up, and then transfer to the school that recruited them from a D1 level. But now a lot of the kids, off field wise, are doing great in the classroom. They're getting better recruiting, better skills coaching right now in the season and off season. And we're seeing a lot more signed players go straight to D1 programs. And that's great to see in American Samoa. So love that. But shout out to the champions again this year. Lance went to Tapuna High School. I coached, to my horn a little bit. I coached 3 championships for the basketball team at Tapuna High School. So shout out to those guys, man. And shout out to the rest of the high school football league, all the teams, the coaches, especially one of my really good friends, Duke Elisaya, who head coach of Leone High School. Shout out to you guys. Just a wonderful job that you guys do with the limited resources that you guys have in American Samoa. Always coming out on top, man. Always overproducing with the resources that you guys have back home. So if you guys are alumni from back home, you guys feel in your heart that you want to give to something, give to your schools back home, man. Give to the program. Anything, equipment, money, even just a spotlight, whatever you do. If you're out here with a spotlight or a platform to help these guys, go ahead and help your schools back home, guys.
We got to send like a lot of money back home.
Yeah,
they're working with like nothing.
Please. Yeah,
and doing miracles.
Yes.
Wild. Any other shout outs? Shout out to Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com. Also on Instagram at le_Vasa. Definitely follow, like the post, but definitely follow. So you can keep on the stories. You can see all the updates of what's going on down there in Modesto. Shout out to the Polytickin Network, Cepha M. They're going to be dropping a new album soon. Grief Counseling. We're going to have to do an emergency pod on that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Marcus. Definitely check out the Polytickin Podcast and the Patreon, patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast. We did a Christmas movie draft. You can listen to that.
If Elf isn't your number one pick, I don't know what you're doing in life.
Fourth overall, Elf. Yeah, definitely sign up for the Patreon. That could be a Christmas present for the network. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate you. All right. And thank you. Shout out to you listening to this right now. Appreciate you for tapping in, letting us know things you want to hear us talk about, or stuff that you have questions about. If card collecting, we got someone in the network for it. Sure. Comics, sports.
Look, if you're looking to buy cards too, look me up on eBay and Collects, Village Kids Collectibles. I got you with the good deals, man. Got you with the good deals. Let me know.
What is your jewel of the collection that is up for what is it on eBay?
On eBay right now, I got I got a Paige Becker's rookie card right now. It's an insert from the WNBA box that just came out. I would say that because Paige Becker's is a super sought after collectible anything right now. So I got one of her. I got a few things right now, but I think she'd probably be the most lucrative in one sale. If I was to.
Is there? Well, I guess that's not for sale. Was there anything in the personal collection that is off limits?
Oh yeah, man. Anything signed by Chelsea that I'm getting back. Chelsea great. Anything signed by Chelsea's that's off limits. And if she's able to get anything signed other than her signature that I sent to her, I'm not gonna put out names, but right now she's in Florida playing in Unrivaled. She just got done with the USA team training. So she's now in Florida playing in the Unrivaled 3-on-3 league. And so I sent my cards out to her out there instead of Las Vegas where they live. And her wife, who is one of the most beautiful humans you'll ever know, her and their son, who's another beautiful human, Lennox Ali. I sent my cards out to them with some other players, and whatever gets signed out there comes back with the signature. Those are probably off limits. Anything of the I got a Francis Mowing card, bro. Because they do college cards.
The Islander collection.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be crazy.
Frank, whatever Frank signs when I send him, I'm sending multiple cards. I'm trying to get in contact with people for Henry Toto. Get his card signed. Tahina Paopao. That's how it started for me. I really wanted a Tahina Paopao card. Like, man, like I have so many cards. Her and Alyssa PD. So I have to ask Jaria to hook it up with the Alyssa PD signature if she can.
Hey, bro. Oh yeah, and Alyssa card.
So.
Well, they're gonna be playing Seattle. Portland's gonna get a WNBA team. We're gonna have opportunities. We're gonna have opportunities.
Man, I'm telling you. Man.
But yeah, definitely to have like a signed Islander Pacific collection for us.
Yeah.
And another reason why we got to start a whole segment on card collecting and building stuff like that. That's even more content and all that stuff. Best Christmas album. Shout out to the best Christmas album ever. Chance the Rapper and Jeremiah. Merry Christmas, Little Mama.
I was gonna say Boyz II Men, but
I'm gonna have to give that a listen. It's the soundtrack. It's the soundtrack of our family. All right. Or whatever. This is of our Christmas. Sorry, it's not a soundtrack describing our family. Okay. All right.
I hope not.
It's a great tunes though. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Shout out to Coach Forrest. Shout out to the Pod Boys. Shout out to Livasa. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Brother Luke. Shout out to Dutch Bros, dog. Go get you a blended Rebel today. Or maybe something hot since it's winter.
It's winter, yeah.
Yeah. But appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. Stay balling. Love and light. Peace. You say boys and men? Let it snow. No.
Damn. Yeah, there you go. See?